Ja, absolutely.
Hallo, hier sind Mimi und Bea, wir sind hier auf dem Wacken Open Air und wir haben die Möglichkeit hier mit The Offering ein kleines Interview zu führen.
Ja.
Und ja, ich wünsche euch viel Spaß. So, hey guys.
Hey.
How are you doing? You just played the stage. How was it?
It was hot and sweaty, but it was very fun. It's our first time being in Germany as a band. It's our first time being at Wacken as fans and as players. So it was honestly amazing.
Yeah. What was like the biggest show you played, like in your life?
Either this or Pheasant.
7th grade talent show.
I'd say Pheasant in Hungary.
Yeah.
We played Pheasant about a week ago. That was pretty
cool.
sick.
Yeah.
We opened up for Arch Enemy at Dream Theater.
Oh wow,
And
that's
they-
amazing.
Very awesome treatment there.
Yeah. And you released your newest album yesterday. Congratulations on this.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
And how was it to play like one day after, like here at the Wacken audience,
The biggest.
the holy ground?
Honestly,
Metal.
it's like a storybook kind of opening to it because who else gets to say they released their first album and play Wacken the next day afterwards, you know? So
Yeah.
we're very lucky.
It's like really unreal experience, I bet.
Yeah.
Yeah,
seriously.
unbelievable.
Yeah, for us, it's something that we've always talked about, like through the band's career. Even at the very beginning, it was something that we were like, man, one day we're gonna play Wacken, and then we're here. So we even said that like right before we played, we like huddled up and we're like, this is it. So it was really cool.
It's amazing,
Yeah.
especially with the first album.
Oh yeah.
Who can like tell?
Yeah,
us about
exactly. You know,
the
we're
band?
really lucky for sure. Yeah.
It's cool.
Well, your first full album. It's a lot about the lyrics. I read. So tell us something about the lyrics in the new album.
Yeah, so
What's it about?
well, what I wanted to do for the first album was essentially give the fans
Yeah.
a perspective into like how we were feeling at the time, and it's about mental illness and overcoming depression and all that cliche. To be honest, yeah,
Okay, cliche or a very personal album?
it's a very
Yeah.
personal album.
Personal.
Yeah, it took
Yeah.
took a lot out of us to write.
Okay.
It brought us to places we've never been before mentally,
Okay.
and it was hard to get out of. If
Okay.
that makes sense.
He had to lock himself up for about 3 months to do his vocals.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
got into that esoteric literature. Deeper we go down the well, that type of thing.
Respect.
Yeah.
That's a really cool
I think
thing.
it's really hard to describe like those feelings, and especially like I read like some of the lyrics. I think it's really hard to get this really current situation of this emotion.
Yeah, and the whole point of it was just to kind of stamp time. Like this is how we were feeling then, as like we grow as humans and we change. We wanted to show what it was like then.
Yeah.
Spiritual crises, personal doubts, too much.
But I think a lot of people can identify with the stuff.
Yeah, and I hope they can, and I hope that they've related to their own lives.
Yeah.
And I don't want them to take it at face value. I'd prefer them to interpret it and make it fit for them.
Yeah, and that's cool. Like they have like this own freedom and
Yeah.
safe space to identify with the music or
Yeah.
the lyrics.
A lot like the esoteric writers that I love. Right? It's all about interpretation. It's all about, as you age, it changes meaning, and it's kind of an initiation right into it.
Cool.
Wow.
And what I also really liked about like your music when I heard about you first time is that you don't really like classify your music as this metal or this metal. It's like really, really different, and also like on a live set, it was really interesting to see like the switches. It was really impressive.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, growing up, like I always wondered why there had to be some kind of like, oh, you're into this subgenre or this subgenre.
Yeah.
I don't fucking care about it, Like I don't think any of us do. We just want to listen to metal and play metal. So
Exactly.
that's kind of how we approached making the album. Like we're not gonna think about we're gonna be this kind of band or this kind of band. We're just gonna write what we feel like writing. And our label has been super supportive of that, and we're very lucky. Honestly.
There's also something very close-minded about like the
metal.
the
like
need to fit into some subgenre, like we're thrash, so we have to sound like Metallica, or we're death metal, so we have to sound like Morbid Angel, or like it's just like we're an accumulation of all those things, and in order
you
to
don't have to label yourself or your band.
we try not to. It is the fad to label, so we're trying to move away from that.
The other thing too is our taste in music as a band is very diverse.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
that bleeds a lot into what we like. I mean, we played a show the other day and we put D'Angelo on before we went on. So it's kind of, and then even today we had the Indiana Jones theme before. So it's like we don't care. It's like just whatever we like, and you know I hope fans respect that. That we just like we do what we do, and hopefully people like it.
We had to give it to Europe. I mean, European festivals. We went to Vezin, and next to our stage, there was a pop concert going on. Like a huge it's like you couldn't get that in the States.
It's so cool.
So it's amazing how you can do that here.
Is there a big difference between the States and Germany?
Massive.
Oh yeah, big time. Yeah, big time. Yeah,
Huge difference.
Back home, it's like if there's a metal festival, it's like metal bands all day, and it's just like all day. But
and it's not bad.
It's not bad.
Yeah,
I mean, you know,
it's
like
time over.
yeah, you get some shit out, but but I mean, I like the open-mindedness of Europe a lot. I do because I think that people are more susceptible to different styles of music, and I think as a result, a lot of people come out to see different kinds of music.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think our stage we played today was full, and nobody really knows who we were. People are just open-minded to check out new shit. So I think that's really cool.
Okay.
I think the metal scene in Germany is really open to like new bands.
Yeah,
Like, checking out
exactly.
like smaller stages, not only the headliners.
Yeah.
Like even like when you go like to the Wacken Infield, like even at 11 or 12, like, there are so many people already, and they're like,
See,
oh
that's
yeah,
what I mean,
let's see new bands, and like I want to have like a new favorite band probably.
Yeah, exactly,
that's like the
exactly.
spirit
Yeah.
I really like about this festival.
People back home are a little bit more like, oh, they're very loyal to their band, and anytime like their band comes through, they go out. But I mean, trying to play a local show like in something in the Northeast is difficult because a lot of people are kind of closed off.
And it's also easy for us to say because we're playing a great festival.
Yeah, exactly.
You know,
Yeah.
you never know, but our experience so far is that. It's
Yeah,
been
it's been
great.
amazing.
It's really cool.
And is there like any band you really want to tour with at some point, or like an idol?
A lot of them.
That is a loaded.
Everyone has a different
That is
way.
everyone has a different.
Yeah, that's a loaded
So
question.
maybe let's do this. Like everyone says like their favorite like tour partner.
Mr. Matella?
I think I would love to tour with either Meshuggah or the Red Hot Chili Peppers.
Oh yeah.
Maybe same show. That would be great.
I think in terms of new bands, I really like Ginger. I think they're pretty fantastic, honestly. I would love to tour with like Arch Enemy or Slipknot or Machine Head. You know, one of those guys that are really just straight up metal. You know.
So selfishly, I would love to tour with Periphery because they're one of my favorite bands.
Oh, look at my wrist.
Yeah, I saw that.
That's the biggest fan.
Selfishly, I would love that, but I think for the good of the band and also for me too, I think Avenged Sevenfold.
Oh, I'd love
That would be
absolutely love them.
That
I would love to see
yeah,
Periphery
that would.
shows. Oh my
yeah. I think they'd be a good fit for us because we're melodic, but they have such a big fan base. I think they'd be open-minded to us.
Totally.
Plus, we
Like,
respect
they're also
the hell out of
super
what they do.
diverse.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I like their music, super diverse.
Exactly, and I think
so
that
it would be like
yeah.
a good match.
Yeah, I think that would fit really well with what we do. And the Rev is one of my favorite drummers growing up, so yeah.
Mr. Rikiki.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I would pick one of the older legend bands because they might be at their end. So it would be nice to tour with like
A living
I don't want
legend.
to like a living legend, and I don't want to drop names, but King Diamond,
Yeah.
Judas Priest,
Yeah.
Iron Maiden,
That'd be
anyone
good,
that
yeah.
could fill an entire stadium. So maybe Ozzy.
I'd love
So maybe
Ozzy.
we could play in front of a stadium. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
And plus meet them before they're
Retiring.
retiring.
Okay. Do you guys have a ritual before you go on tour?
Oh,
Something really
yeah.
special you do every time
That's
before
a
you go
loaded
on a
question
show
as
or
well.
on a
That is a
tour?
loaded
I think it's different for everybody. A lot of us have like our own. We're all pretty nitpicky about certain things. But as a band, we just like to have like a 4-day just boot camp before we hit a tour.
Okay.
We don't see each other that often outside because we live in different cities now. But I think all of us just try to get in the best shape possible so that when we go on tour, you take a beating, but you come out of it not so bad. If you go in at 100%, you leave at 80%, as opposed to going in at 80% and living at 50% and wanting to kill yourself. So that's kind of our motto, I think, for all of us.
I think we're still figuring it out too. Like tours like this have been wildly different than the last tour,
Yeah.
and the tour before that was more different. So every time we go out, we learn a little bit different, or something different that we can add to that ritual.
Okay.
But the main thing is that we'll meet together, rehearse, boot camp it. This time, I think we really got it down.
Yeah.
We've been much more effective this time than
Okay.
other tours. But I mean, yeah, I think as we go forward, we're gonna add new stuff, trying to figure it out.
And we never want to do the same thing twice.
Yeah.
We want to Like, it's not
Always
just,
be
not,
growing.
Not because we're like, oh, we're so different. It's just, no, you meet different people, and different people teach you different lessons. Like, this time we have an amazing tour manager that we've met. He's taught us so much about how to do this properly. So hopefully in the future we keep adding on more and more crew and more, with our label staff, just learn as much as we can, because we're still young. Just trying to figure
Exactly.
it out.
I mean, like it's your first full album, right?
Yeah.
Like you're already touring like big festivals like this, and I think there's like so
Wacken.
much like room up there, like to fill like with creativity or music or rituals.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Nice. And like, is there any place you really want to like play? Like a country or like a festival?
I want to tour Japan.
Yeah.
I want to tour Japan. Like, I've heard that they're nuts about music, and like I've seen like videos of their audiences down there, and they would fucking love us.
Well, now that we've done Wacken, it's kind of a lesser.
Exactly.
Everything's kind of a lesser dream, in a way.
Okay, so it's
Yeah,
just
exactly.
countries,
Yeah,
like
we-
other cultures.
Now it's really like, where do I want to travel to?
Yeah.
Rather than where do I want to play?
Yeah. Okay. That's a good point.
Yeah.
How would you guys describe to someone who never listened to your music, what is your style, or what kind of music you do?
I would honestly say if you just have an open mind, listen to us. That's all I can say. It's like
Okay.
even if you like, if you like pop music, it's fine. Try us. We have everything for everybody. I think. I mean, it's pompous for us to say, hey, we're everything, but I think anyone that has some kind of obsession with music in some kind of way, whether it's pop, rap, rock, metal, it doesn't matter. Just that fixation on I want to listen to new music and something fresh.
Yeah.
We're trying to appease that person because that's all of us.
I usually just say heavy metal.
Okay.
Oh, what do you sound like? Heavy metal. Like, it's trying to explain it. I mean, like, again, it sounds kind of arrogant, but like trying to explain, like, oh, well, we borrow from this band and a little bit of that. It's kind of like, we're heavy metal. Like, what do you figure it out?
What do you say to your grandma? Like, oh, I'm in a metal band.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
That type of thing.
yeah, exactly.
Grandma doesn't know about deathcore or death metal.
Post-apocalyptic fartcore.
Okay. That's interesting.
Awesome description.
Yeah, that'll be a thing in a couple days.
It's like, oh, this new blah blah band.
Yeah, exactly.
Wikipedia.
Yeah, exactly.
There's probably a subreddit for it already.
Yeah,
so,
exactly.
yeah.
Nice. There's also like a thing that we want to like establish in our interviews, like singing your favorite lyric a cappella, like as a little gimmick for the fans.
Hammer smash face.
I have no fucking idea.
Or like a one you really like.
Oh, from another band?
No, like from your band.
Oh, shit.
yeah.
That's tricky because we don't like our own music.
Yeah, I know.
It's just to get to Japan,
Can't we sing
right?
like a good song?
You can do whatever you want.
Yeah. No, like as you want. As you want.
You got one?
Not the bees?
How about the
Oh yeah, kill the bees for sure. No, I don't know.
Not on
yeah,
camera.
from that one part?
Which one? So I gotta sing it a cappella?
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess mine would be, I just sang too. Okay, so it would be, now it's all for nothing. It's done. You've lived your life in vain. In vain.
Awesome.
Beautiful.
That's the saddest part of the whole
Yeah,
album.
it's like-
It really is.
Like, where are the tissues?
Yeah.
So,
Great, so-
thank you for your time. It was amazing
you.
having you guys here.
It's a pleasure to
And
meet you guys.
All the best with the new album, and hope to see you around.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
thank you.
Appreciate that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Mia?
Bia.
Mia.
Bia. With a B.
Oh.
B-E-A.
Bia.
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 Yeah.
And
Yeah.
Maxi.
Like beer,
Yeah.
only with
So like
without
Bostonian
R
beer.
And with a
Yeah.
A.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
beer.
we're all.
Okay.
Yeah.